Shalom. So the other day I got 3D confirmation that my flame most likely is gone out of state, moved out of state. And I think I had a feeling about it. I didn't know for sure, but I just had a feeling. And I don't even know if he's gone, like, permanently or not, but I think he's gone. So, at first, you know, it didn't come as a surprise, because he can do whatever he want to do, you know. It's his life. He doesn't owe me anything. He doesn't owe me to stay in state or tell me where he's going or whatever. And so I accepted it. But then I got triggered. And right away, I knew what it was. Because the way I found out, I'm not going to say I wasn't supposed to find out that way, but I found out a way that I wouldn't have found out like a regular situation. It was like a decision I decided, something I decided to go through with. And then it came down to me finding out in the 3D. And it's not a long story, but I won't go into it here. But like I said before, when I first heard, I was like, okay, you know, it is what it is. But then a little later, I started to feel triggered, because I was like, damn, that's kind of fucked up. Only because I have abandonment issues that only this journey will show you that you have. That's what this whole journey is about. That's what the whole separation, which is preparation, is about. Because when you think you're not expecting from your flame, but you really are. And you don't find out until you get triggered, until the ego comes up and you have to purge it. So I didn't cry about him leaving. I didn't cry about that. Like, that wasn't anything. Because I haven't seen him in almost a year. So it's like, you know, he's a young guy. He's starting out. So he can go wherever he wants. He don't have any children. You know, he's not married. He don't have any responsibility. So he can come and go as he please. But, of course, when it sets in, you start thinking about it and you feel some type of way. So what I recognize right away, because I'm further along on my journey, and the purging and the soul healing I've been doing, and being able to really recognize what's going on in my ascension and really digging deep and doing the work, I realized what it was right away, instead of having to purge from that trigger, or feeling extremely sad or upset or mad or blame or any other emotion. So the trigger is, for me, abandonment of my childhood, when I felt abandoned by my dad. Even though my dad was alive up until I was 14 years old, he didn't take care. The only thing he did was pretty much provide. Like, he took care of the house and fed us and stuff, but I never had a personal relationship with my father. My father was never there for me. The only thing that he did was keep me from having sex. And I honestly think now that I'm even talking about it, that's probably why I have issues with sexuality and connecting with people. And it's not to say that I feel like it's chasteness, because I know people are sick and there's a lot of diseases going around, and I just don't like connecting with people on that level unless I'm like in a relationship or have a connection. But still, he instilled in me that if I have sex, that I would get HIV. He didn't say you could get it or you get pregnant. He just told me that from the time I was, I don't know, like 10, 11, 12, up until he got too weak. But let me go back. He never spent time with me or my brothers. He was always working or hustling or in his entrepreneur ventures, trying to save the world. Got it honest. And I didn't know him. I knew he was my father. I knew, he's my dad, my mom's husband. But we never had a relationship. And I saw my mom and my father argue and fight. And even that is something that stuck with me or did damage or caused trauma, because you don't have a relationship with one of your parents, and then you see the dysfunction. So that's like two major issues that a child coming up sees and has to deal with and bring into their reality, and it sticks with them. So by me being so close and so connected with my flame and him, me feeling like, after I start thinking about it and processing it, the ego comes up of control and of not surrendering and of just issues with not allowing. Okay, I felt it all over again. I felt like, damn, my flame abandoned me again. Because the first thing I felt before is him cutting me off, blocking me, not giving me closure, abandoning me. Then I find out that he leaves the state. And I couldn't say goodbye or whatever without him telling me. This is what the ego brings up automatically, because you're not processing the emotions the way you're supposed to as you're sending. Because the first thing is the mind. Of course, the heart knows better. The heart knows that you love your flame unconditionally. Okay? You want your flame to be happy. You want your flame to have opportunities and connect with people and do what they love and find themselves and enjoy life. That's what my heart wants. Okay, of course. But my mind wants to control him. My ego wants to put him in a box and make him be what I want him to be. But that's a lie. Okay, and that's what this journey is about. Allowing these triggers to bring up the ego and the issues that you have. Okay, that needs to be purged out. Okay, just because I didn't cry and have a, hard purging session doesn't mean I'm not. It's not clearing up. I think it's great that I was able to do this the way that I did, because I think maybe mostly because I was expecting it. And again, me and my flame situation is asking for a lot from him, because I have 2 little girls that he would have to take on a relationship with if he was to ever come. That's not something that a young person is ready for. That's just now getting into, starting life. You have to build a relationship with somebody else's children. You got to think about discipline. You got to think about, if you're going to have a good relationship with. It's a lot. That's a lot to think about. And at first, I didn't think about any of that. I was just like, oh, we'll be okay. We strong. We can do whatever. Of course, and I do feel like that. I know that. I know that that's the truth. However, the masculines thinking is not that way. They're analytical, and they're going to look at the whole situation. Okay? So the whole situation is that my flame, or his flame, which is me, has children with another person that he will have to develop a relationship with, be around, maybe have to implement, parental guidance to, may have to instill things in them, may have to discipline the relationship that he'll have. It could be great or go south. That's a lot. So me being able to collect myself and figure out that, me finding out that he's gone, and it triggered the abandonment in me right away. Within maybe a half a day, I was able to come and figure out, well, wait, this is a trigger. This is something that needs to come out, and you need to address it and get past it. And I am. It's just another part of the journey that I'm on, that I accept, that I surrender to, that I'm allowing, that I'm not resistant to. Because regardless if he is in Tibet, the connection doesn't stop. I mean, it's just constant. It's constant, And they say separation is an illusion. It's not an illusion if you're not together in 3D, physical union, but you're connected 5D, 24/7, 365. So yeah, that's all I really want to bring out. You guys remember that you can't get upset with your flame, you can, but try to dig down and figure out what the trigger is trying to show you and trying to teach you about your own trauma that you've had in your life, especially from childhood. These are childhood things that have been buried for years, decades, even in my case. Okay? That I didn't even think about literally up until I got triggered. I didn't think about my father, me not having no relationship. And then on top of that, my mom had to raise us alone. It was 4 of us. She was a single mom with 4 children. She had to work all kind of hours. So she didn't have time for herself. She made me raise my brothers, pretty much. I was driving at 14. And then she used to leave off with her boyfriend. So abandonment on the father's side and abandonment on the mother's side. Of course, she didn't do that a lot. It's not. I had a beautiful relationship with my mom. But I'm just bringing out the fact that these triggers help you to realize where your wounds are that need to be brought up and that need to be cleared out, so you can go further along the purging, the triggering, the ego that you are bringing up, that's coming up on your journey, is bringing you closer to your physical union with your flame. That's fact. That's what this is about. And it's bringing in the love that you get when you are connecting and realizing and processing these energies. It's inevitable. It's like a chain reaction. You develop so much love in your heart, in your spiritual body, when you're clearing out this stuff. You become tolerant. You become patient. You use loving kindness. You have long suffering, which is not suffering long. It's having patience with they say troubles, but I won't say troubles because this is the Webster Dictionary or the Wikipedia Dictionary. Wikipedia definition. But I'll say having patience while in training with other people. Rigorous training at that. It's not trouble. It's training. The drama you go through with other people is training. I have a connection with this person that is triggering me also. But it's continually putting me in a place of love, because I'm trying to be empathetic with this person and put myself in their shoes and not judge them and not expect them to act how I would act. This is the whole purpose of your ascension. This is the whole purpose of your divine flame journey with your flame. And then when you guys get together, of course, it's just going to be amplified. But yeah, that's all I really wanted to share with you guys. I hope you're well. The energies have eased up. Thank you, Source. Oh my goodness. I'm doing well. I'm getting ready for my pop-up shop this weekend. And I got another one at West Elm, but that's not until October. So yeah, I hope you guys are well. And you guys are feeling good. And you're getting through with whatever you may be going through. And you're seeing the brighter side. And I will talk to you soon, okay? And like catch y'all I can. Sat nam. Namaste.